Hi guys, it's Mark here again, and welcome to the Track Local Rankings overview video for Places Scout. Now if you didn't know already, Places Scout has extremely powerful rank tracking capabilities that can track a website's ranking in all four areas of Google. This includes the Google Places rankings, the organic 7-pack rankings, the organic blended results rankings, and the regular organic rankings. You can track rankings by either a site URL or a phone number. You can track rankings for up to the top 100 results, so you can track your clients' rankings beyond the first page. Each ranking report can be run multiple times, and the rankings for each keyword and location is actually tracked over time. So you get the weekly and monthly changes in rank, as well as the change in rank since the ranking report was last run. On top of that, you also get the full competitor data for each keyword and location query. You get competitor data for Google Places results, as well as organic search results, so you can see exactly who you're competing against for these rankings. You also get ranking graphs that provide a visual analysis of the rankings over time. And lastly, you can actually view all this ranking data visually on a map. I'll get into that shortly, but those are just some of the neat things that you can do with Places Scout's rank trackers. So let's get started and I'll show you. Now when you first run Places Scout, you're not going to see any ranking reports here under the Reports tab. That's because we haven't created a ranking report yet. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to create a new ranking report. And it's as easy as clicking on the New button here. So let me get this window into view here. And this window is where you will enter all the information about the ranking reports. So the very first thing you want to enter is a report name. So I typically enter this as my client's name, and for here I'm going to do a ranking report for one of my clients. And then I'm going to copy in his website here in the enter site URL field. You can also enter a phone number here if you want to track rankings by a phone number. So you can enter that there as well. Next, we're going to enter in the keywords that we would like to track without the location. So this is just the plain keywords. So I have some keywords here I'm going to paste in for him. Next, you'll want to enter in the locations that you'd like to track these keywords in. The first location you want to enter is obviously the location where this business is located. So in this case, it's Greensburg, PA. Now, what I like to do after I enter in a location is I like to click this Update Map Polygons button. And this is going to give me a geographic preview of where these locations are on the map and basically where these rankings are being tracked. So I'll go ahead and enter in another one. Jeanette, PA, that's another city that's close to Greensburg. And basically what I'm doing here is I'm trying to create a radius around the city that the business is located in. That way I get a geographic ranking sense of all the locations around this business. So we'll type in Beaufort. That's the next one. One thing I do want to mention here is that not all of these locations actually have Census Bureau polygons. So if they don't, you're going to see a square box like this drawn around the location. And one other thing too is that the polygons are only available if you type in the state. So if I do just Greensburg for the first location, you see how it's going to change to a box. So just keep those in mind. If you do want the polygons, you will have to enter the state in. So we'll just keep going. I'm going to paste in the rest of these locations here. Okay. And this is basically my geographic preview. This is more of a rural area. You're not really going to see these polygons close together here because there's not that many people that live around here. So where you don't see the polygons, you don't see many people. So one other thing I will mention, you can enter these locations with a comma too. Basically what the software is going to do is it's going to take every keyword in every location and generate a search phrase down here in this computed search phrases box. So you can see for every keyword in location it's created a search phrase that the software is going to perform. Now what I've done to allow you to customize this exact search query is I've created this select search term variations button. So if you click on this, you're going to be able to choose different variations of the keyword and location query that the software is going to perform. So I usually like to do the keyword location and then the opposite, which would be the location keyword. and sometimes a keyword in location as well. I've actually seen, analyzing a lot of Google AdWords traffic data, that a lot of these keywords being searched have a lot of traffic with the in modifiers, so keyword in location. So I'd like to do that one as well. And when I do that, this computed search phrases box here will be updated with all the various phrases that the software is going to perform for these keyword in locations. Now, the last thing I'd like to do to provide the most comprehensive rank tracking for these keywords and locations is to actually enter in all of these locations without the state. So right now you see here that I've entered in the location in the state. Some people may not include the state in their search queries, so what I'll do is I'll paste in all these locations without the state modifier. Some people might just search weddings in Greensburg, not weddings in Greensburg, PA. So that's going to give me all the various permutations. If I actually click the Update Map Polygons button now, I'm going to get boxes over the polygons as well, because the software is going to draw a polygon for both the location with the state and without the state. We can hide these. I'll show you how later on, but for now you'll see both polygons in this map view here. So once I do that, we can see down here the computed search phrases contain all the keywords and locations with and without the state, because I entered them like that, and with the various permutations that I've chosen here with the select search term variations. So that's pretty much it for creating a ranking report. The last thing you do when you're done is to create a new report, and you just click the Create New Report button here. So after I create the ranking report, you're going to see the report name here under the Reports tab, and you're also going to see some preliminary report data here to the right. You're not going to see any ranking data yet because we haven't run the report, so let's go ahead and do that now. So with the parallel processing code I have, the results do come back extremely fast. You'll see how quick this is, but there's probably a good couple hundred search phrases that the software is going through right now and tracking rankings for, so we'll give it a minute and we'll be back when it's done. Alright, we're all done now. So after we did that, we can see all the ranking data here for this website. You'll see the keyword location query here, and you also see the rankings. So for this particular keyword location query, the website that we are tracking ranks number 1 in the Google Places rank. So you'll see that under the Places rank column. You'll also see the organic rank column in the rank type. What this is it's going to tell you what the website ranks in the organic results and whether it's ranking in a 7-pack, the blended results, or just straight organic results. So you'll see the actual rank number. In this case, it's ranking number 4, and it's ranking in the 7-pack. So you do get a differentiation between the 7-pack, blended results, and organic results for the actual organic search phrase. So you're not going to see any changes in last and weekly and month here because we've only run the report once, but as you run these reports over time, the software is going to track the rankings over time. So you will see the change in rank since you last ran the report, the weekly change in rank, and the monthly change in rank. So each time you run a ranking report, you're going to get a new entry under the Select Report Run tab, and it's going to contain the date and the time that this ranking report was run. So you can actually click on each of these as you run it over and over again to view the historical data for this ranking report here. Next, I'd like to show you how you can view the competitor data for each of these keyword location queries. So if I click the plus sign next to each of these results, it's going to expand the result, and you're going to get all the competition for this keyword location query in the Google Places results. There's also the organic search results competition data, and you also get a ranking graph. So here is all the other sites that are ranking in this for this location keyword phrase, and your actual site is going to be color coded green, yellow, or red depending on where it ranks. So in this case, it ranks number 1, so it's color coded green. But you do get to see all the other people who are ranking. So I'll go over to the organic search results competition, and here you're going to see exactly what the search results page looks like to the end user. So what I tried to do here was to mimic the SERP page. So if you were performing the search organically, this is exactly what it's going to look like. So we have a couple 7-pack results here. You can see our result here is color coded yellow because it's ranking 4. and then you're going to get the organic results. So these are all color coded based on the result type and where you rank, so it's easy to pick out all this information. You also do get a ranking graph over time, but this graph isn't going to show you anything because we've only run the report once, so we'll have to run it more than once to see a ranking graph. So that's that. All these results are color coded to the rank factors, so it's easy to see how well it ranks. So as I scroll down, you can see 2, 3, 4. You can see 8 blended results. Let's actually show the competition for the blended. So if I go there, you're going to see that this does mimic the exact SERP page. So there was 3 organic results before the blended results were shown, and then you get to see where the blended results were at on the SERP page, and you get to see where your site ranks in those blended results. So again, this is a nice way to actually have a visual representation of what the actual SERP page looks like to the end user that would perform the search organically. So that's that. Now another thing I've done is I've actually built in the capability for you to actually verify the accuracy of these results. And the way I've done that is if you go to the keyword location query column, each one of these keyword location phrases is actually hyperlinked. So you can actually click on these and it's going to pull up the results in your browser, and you can cross-verify that what my software is providing is indeed accurate this way. So if you have any questions on the accuracy, I made it real easy for you to verify the accuracy by simply clicking on this link. You can also do this for the organic search here. If you click on the organic search, there's links here for the keyword location queries, so you can click those as well and make sure that the results are indeed accurate. Alright, so one more thing I do want to show you before we actually get into the good stuff is one new feature I did add. And that is if you are not in the organic results, if your website doesn't rank in the organic search, you're going to see not in results, but you're also going to see an indication of whether a 7-pack or blended results were provided for that given keyword location query. So this kind of lets you know whether or not Google is displaying a 7-pack or blended results if your site does not rank for that query. So next is the feature that I'm excited to show you guys, and that is the ability to view all this data visually on a map. So up here there's a map view tab. If I click on this tab, basically what I'm going to get is a visual representation of all this ranking data drawn on a fully featured map. So like I said before, since I did enter in the locations with and without the state, we actually have double polygons. So under the select report locations, I can actually remove all those polygons that are drawn that don't have a state modifier. So what that gives me left here is a geographic representation of how well this site ranks on a map. The rankings are drawn on the map, so you can see here in Greensburg for this particular keyword, which would be wedding, the website's ranking number 2. Now this select report keyword variation, this allows you to choose what variation of that keyword that you want to show on the map. So right now it's going to show wedding locations, so that'd be wedding and then your first location, which would be Greensburg, PA. If I click on the next one, this will show the map view for your location wedding, so that would be Greensburg wedding. So that's how you change the map view based on each of the different keyword locations that you have in the ranking report. And again, you can add these polygons, you can hide them just by simply clicking on the checkbox next to each location. There's 2 other options down here, and that's the draw rankings on the polygons. So if you want to actually see the rankings on the polygons, you can have that checked. If I uncheck that, it removes all the rankings. And lastly, you can choose to show the organic search rankings instead of the Google Places results rankings. So by default, it's going to show the Google Places rankings. If you want to see the organic rankings for this keyword locations, you just choose the Show Organic Search Rankings option there, and it's going to update the map view accordingly. So that's a pretty neat way to view all this data geographically. A couple other things you can do: you can actually save this map view as an image. So that'll save it as a PNG image file, and you can send that to your client if they want a visual representation of their rankings. So the next thing I want to show you is what this data looks like in a more populated area. So I'm going to pull up some ranking data for area around Los Angeles, and you'll see how this all ties in a more metropolitan area. Okay, so I've loaded some ranking data that I've gathered previously, and under the reports tab you'll see all the ranking reports that I've created. So before I get into the Metropolitan report, I want to go back to the Fine Line Weddings one just to show you a couple things here. So when I click that report, you'll see all the different times I've run this report. So if I want to click each of these entries, it's going to populate that data from that particular report run. So that's all the different times this report has been run, and now you can see how the software has tracked rankings over time. So for these various keywords, you'll see changes in rank if the rank has changed. So in this case, the rank has gone up 2, so that's a good thing. If you drop in rankings, you'll see a down arrow. It'll be red, and it'll tell you how far you've dropped since the last time the report was run, and the weekly drop and the monthly drop. So those are all provided there, and I want to show you a sample ranking graph. So if I expand one of these results, we'll go to the ranking graph, and this shows you what the ranking looks like over time for all the times this ranking report has been run. So you get a nice visual representation of where the rank has gone every time this report's been run. You can also save these ranking graphs as images. If you just right click on them, there's an option to save the ranking graph as an image. You can also copy the ranking graph as an image to the clipboard. So if you want to paste it into say Microsoft Word or Photoshop or anywhere you can paste an image, you can do that as well. Okay, so next I want to show you what a ranking report looks like in the map view for a more metropolitan area. So I'll click on this Monkey Sports ranking report here, and we'll go to the map view, and basically this is what it looks like geographically for the rankings for this particular ranking report. So you get a nice geographic representation in the case where you have a more metropolitan area, because these locations are closer together, and you're going to see the polygons drawn without any spaces around them. So you know, if I want to update the map for each of these keywords, I can do that. So that's kind of what the map view is going to look like when you're in a more metropolitan area. It looks a lot better because there's no space in between these locations, you know, where there's nobody living. So that's that there. A couple other things I do want to go over is if you want to delete a report run, say you ran a ranking report and some of the results seem kind of off the wall. Google does. They are known for not being 100% consistent in results. So for whatever reason, you know, the results don't look right, or you know, say you lost your internet connection halfway through, you can delete that particular report run. All you have to do is click on the report run. You right click and you choose the delete selected report run option, and that will get rid of that particular report run and recompute the changes accordingly. Let's see if I can show you a couple other things. If you see a down arrow with a question mark next to it, that means that the site being tracked has lost a ranking for the particular keyword. So we don't know how far it's dropped, but we know it's lost, so I put a down question mark. Other things you'll see is an up arrow with the word new next to it, and that means that this is a new ranking for this site and for the given keyword location query. Now you can also edit these ranking reports. So if I choose a report and I hit edit, it's going to bring up the modify ranking report screen, so you can actually change the keywords and locations for this report after it's been run. So that's how you would do that. And you can delete a ranking report. So you would just select a ranking report here and you click the delete button, and that will actually delete that ranking report. Okay, so next, you can actually track rankings for up to the top 100 results in Google for each of these keyword location query phrases. And this helps provide rankings beyond the first page of Google. So the way you do that is you go to the Settings tab here, and there's a number of places results to gather beneath the Rank Tracker Settings tab. So here you can choose anywhere between 10 and 100 results, and the software will gather that many results for each of the keyword location queries and check to see if you you rank in you know, the top 10 to 100 results here. So if you want to track beyond the first page, this is where you would choose that setting to do so. So the last thing I'll show you is that you can actually export this ranking data to either CSV, Excel, or HTML files. So if you do want to get this in a different format, you can export it there. So that's pretty much it for the track local ranking section. You can see how powerful of a rank tracker this is that Places Scout provides. It tracks all areas of Google. It tracks the rankings over time. It provides you with ranking graphs, competition data, and it also provides you with a map view so you can view all this data visually. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and you can continue on with the Create Client Reports video.